Welcome to Top 10 Bangladesh. Today we are talking about the 3 cultural UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Bangladesh. 1. Historic Mosque City of Bagerhat Location, Bagerhat. The historic Mosque City of Bagerhat World Heritage Site in the Bagerhat district of southwest Bangladesh comprises several mosques constructed throughout the 15th century Bengal Sultanate, of which the 60-dome mosque is the largest. Bagerhat is considered to be part of the cultural heritage of the world as it provides remarkable testimony of medieval city, which quickly developed at the confluence of the Ganges and Brahmaputra rivers. The Old City, previously known as Khalifatabad, flourished on the south-southern bank of the ancient river Barab in the 15th century BC. It stretched for around 50 square kilometers, comprises some of the most important buildings from the beginning phases of the spread of Bengal Muslim architecture. These buildings include about 360 mosques, tombs, memorials, bridges, water tanks, roads, and public buildings assembled from baked brick, something that was not a commonly used building material at the time. The frequency of Islamic religious monuments found here speaks to the zeal of Khan Jahan, as goes the engraved inscription on his tomb. The masterpieces of Indo-Islamic architecture were rediscovered by the British in 1895 and since then have been somewhat disentangled from the vegetation. In 1982, UNESCO created a master plan for the conservation and ongoing exploration of the Bagerhat area, and it became a World Heritage Site not long after. More than 50 buildings have been classified so far in 2 distinct zones, including the 60-dome mosque and the mausoleum of Khan Jahan. There is a fascinating museum on-site, and most of the mosques can be explored in a few hours. As one of the top attraction in Bangladesh, Bagerhat is included on many tours, but you can also get here with local buses which run from Khulna regularly or Mongla with a connection. 2. Ruins of the Buddhist Vihara at Paharpur Location, Naogaon. Paharpur Buddhist Vihara is located in the northwest of Bangladesh in the Naogaon district. The ruins of the Buddhist Vihara at Paharpur are all that remains of a Buddhist monastic complex at the heart of the ancient Virendra nation. Today the ruins constitute the most dramatic and consequential pre-Islamic monument in Bangladesh. The first constructor of the monastery was Dharmapala Vikramshila (770–810 AD), the king of Virendra Magadha, whose name is recorded on a clay seal found in the monastery compound. The monastery is designed as a large square quadrangle with a central imposing entrance structure. The exterior walls are produced by a series of cells that face inwards to the central shrine in the complex's cruciform courtyard. In the monastery's ultimate construction phases, over 170 of these cells and a terraced superstructure rose 3 terraces to an imposing 70 feet tall. At the base of the shrine, there are over 60 terracotta sculptures representing a variety of Hindu divinities. These, along with inscriptions, tell us about the cultural and religious life. Sometime in the second half of the 12th century, this great vihara was abandoned, seemingly amid the great unrest and displacement resulting from the Muslim invasion rather than any one event. Today UNESCO works closely with Bangladeshi authorities to preserve the site for future generations through problems including lack of proper maintenance, fund constraints, and corruption consistently plague such effort. Still, the ruins of the Buddhist Vihara at Paharpur today is the single most dramatic and magnanimous monument in Bangladesh and the second largest single Buddhist monastery south of the Himalayas. A worthwhile World Heritage Site to visit. Visits can be organized with most tour companies in Bangladesh or solo with a bus from Jaipurhat or Paharpur. The Jamalganj railway station is also only 4.5 kilometers away. 3. Natural UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Bangladesh is the Sundarbans location. Khulna Division. The Sundarbans is the most significant surviving mangrove forest globally. The forest and rivers along the Ganges and Brahmaputra rivers across India and Bangladesh host a wide variety of wildlife, including many endangered species. The extensive tidal mangrove forests of Bangladesh's Sundarbans Forest Reserve is in reality a mosaic of islands of different shapes and sizes, perennially washed by brackish water that swirls in and around the endless and mind-boggling labyrinths of water channels. This mangrove natural environment continues to support the biggest number of tigers in the world who adapt to an almost amphibious life. Tigers of the Sundarbans can swim for long distances and feed on fish, crabs, and water monitors lizards, behaviors not common in tigers elsewhere in the world, including in the Ranthambore National Park. Sadly, Tigers here are also known as man-eaters, perhaps because of the reasonably high number of interactions with residents who share the land with them. The Sundarbans island terrain is of extreme economic importance to millions in the surrounding areas. They provide ecosystem services such as storm barrier protection and shore stabilization, fertilizer, and sediment trapping. They are also incredibly important as a source of wood and natural resources, which is becoming increasingly challenging to sustain along with the wide variety of marine, benthic and terrestrial species that rely on the Sundarbans for habitat. The Sundarbans are a prime example of ecological mechanisms taking places such as monsoon rain, delta development, tidal impact, and plant colonization. The region of approximately 133,010 hectares is calculated to constitute about 55% forest land and 45% wetlands in the form of tidal rivers, canals, and giant estuarine mounds. It is stated that roughly 66% of the entire mangrove woodland area is in Bangladesh, with the remaining 34% in India. While the ongoing ecological integrity of the Sundarbans is of concern, a visit to this fantastic UNESCO site in Bangladesh not only allows you an opportunity to come face to face with tigers, but also to promote ecotourism and help conserve this tremendous place for future generations. There are many tour options for different budgets and interests, as you would expect for one of the country's top tourist attractions. Interestingly, when the Indian Sundarbans were recorded in 1987, it was proposed that the site be extended to include the larger Bangladesh Sundarbans. Later, when the Bangladeshi Sundarbans got inscribed in 1997, it was again recommended that the two sections be merged into one trans-national UNESCO site as is conventional. However, international cooperation was not forthcoming for whatever reason, and now the Sundarbans are listed as two distinct UNESCO sites despite being similar ecologically. The only major difference is that the Bangladesh Sundarbans is more saline as salinity increases from east to west across the Sundarbans. Thanks for being with us. Keep watching Top 10 BD. For the more latest video, subscribe Top 10 BD.